Good afternoon, everybody. We are back live on HireMilitary on the YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn channels. And if you're on the Facebook channel right now watching live, come over to LinkedIn, check us out. A lot of information here. But as you can see, no one showed up today. It's fine. Hey, so I'm going to take volunteers. So if you're watching live, if you put your email address in the comment section, I'll look at it, see if I want to bring you on board. It's for transitioning service members. So if you're in transition, let's say you're 12 months out, 18 months out, or you just transitioned, let's have a conversation. Come on board here. So leave your email address in the comment section, and I'll watch it. I'll send you an invitation real fast. You come on live and just have a conversation. In the meantime, so I got a haircut. Looks pretty good now. So I look like a normal human being, which is good. I got my HireMilitary shirt on, which is brought to you by True Patriot. I will drop True Patriot's link in the comment section for those that want to look like me. It's possible, right? So come on. So I'll drop it in there for you. And then we'll go over some transition tips, hopefully some basic tips today, and just have a conversation. So you ask some questions, I'll answer them. I'll go over some tips. And if you want to come on live, once again, drop your email address in the LinkedIn in the comments, and we'll kick it off for you. So real fast, I'm going to drop this technology. You got to love it when it works. So I had a lot of conversations today on the phone with transition service members about their military transition and their finances. That's always a good conversation to have. Just drop the link there for you. All right, so I dropped True Patriots. They're the ones that provide our shirts for us at HireMilitary. Great shirts. If you're a runner, they work great out there. Get a photo with it, and they're a good quality shirts, so not too bad. So if you want to join us if you want to join me on LinkedIn, I'm on here every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Friday. So Monday, Tuesday, and Friday are for transition service members. Wednesdays are reserved for military spouses if they jump on here. And Chris Thorne does Thursdays. So we're on here. I'm on here 2 p.m. East Coast time, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Chris Thorne does it 4 p.m. on Thursdays, East Coast time, and 1 p.m. Pacific. So I'll go ahead and drop the Calendly link in there. So if you want to book a future hour session, just come on and have a conversation. I will drop the HireMilitary Live post in the comments. Come on here and schedule it. Again, it's Monday, Tuesday, and Friday for transition service members, and Wednesdays for spouses. All right, so with those two information dropped, so let's get into military transition. So today I talked to a bunch of, actually 8 veterans today that are transitioning, and they talked about, well, today's Finance Friday, so we're talking about finances, and paying off debt is always a big conversation we have. And I was fortunate enough to do that. I was going to transition 4 years from when I thought I was going to transition. I just started paying off debt. The wife and I had a tough conversation, and we decided this is the best thing to do. Paying off debt during military transition really allowed us to be stress-free and anxiety-free when it comes to transition. It was a good thing to do. Another tip for military transitioning folks is find a mentor or two. They're all over LinkedIn. They're willing to have conversation with you. Just have the conversation. And believe me, I have conversations almost every day with people, and it's tidbits here, it's tidbits there. But if you have a few mentors, their shared experiences help you out tremendously. Hey, so I'm going to invite, it looks like, Crystal Lockhart here pretty soon. So I'm gonna throw her information in this email right here. See if she wants to come on. Hey, Crystal, it was sent, so we'll see you shortly. So in the meantime, finding a mentor is a great way to transition. It really, their experiences really help you. They help me transition tremendously. I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have mentors. if you're on Facebook right now watching this, get a LinkedIn account. They're very useful. They really are. And you get out what you put in. So if you're more of a casual watcher or a casual stalker, if you will, you're going to get that out of there. So it's good to have mentors. DoD Skill Bridge program. So if you're 12 months from separation date, get on HireMilitary, get an account, register. We have our apps on both platforms, iOS and the other one, whatever that is. So we have the website and the apps. Come on, get an account. It's free. And we have partnership with a bunch of nationwide employers that will give you a 3 to 4 month internship during your last 6 months of service. So don't be just working to the last day. I know you'll feel like you have to do that, but it's your time to transition. Take it seriously. And use the DoD Skill Bridge program, and the Army, Marine Corps, Air Force. They have the career skills program as well. But DoD is the overall authority, where each service has their own career skills program. But check it out. Come to HireMilitary's DoD Skill Bridge, the app. Certifications. Certifications is another great thing. You want to earn that before you get out. Syracuse University's Onward Opportunity. They have O2O as they go for short. They have about 13 or 14 locations nationwide where you can sign up, take their 3-day course or 2-day workshop. You go through training. You can earn a certification in PMP, SPHR, APHR, Agile, Scrum Master, all sorts of IT certifications. And the good thing is they're free. So hey, get that information over there. We're still waiting for Crystal Lockhart to come on here. She has her invitation. I'm not sure what her delay is, but we'll keep talking though. So today's conversations I had with service members are were really around the finances. So SBP, life insurance stuff. I'm not a broker. I don't deal with it professionally. I really don't. So I give my experiences. We're going to get on here and look for some more email addresses real fast. So it looks like I'm going to send an email address or email to Jeremy Steckel. So stand by, Jeremy. I'll shoot it your way. Whoever comes on first gets to come on first. First come, first serve. Let me see here. So it talks about finances and SBP. When you retire from the military, they give you an opportunity to sign up for a survivor benefits plan. It's to take care of your family in case of your passing. And we're all going to pass away eventually. So for me personally, I bypassed. My wife and I, we decided to decline SBP, and we got a term life insurance policy that was for 30 years. So for us, it was a 30-year blanket or security blanket for me to take care of my family. And it made us feel good about that. So I see a few more email addresses here I'm going to send out invitations to. And the first one to pop on, you're today's guest. So Lecca Bronson, I'll shoot yours your way right now. And we'll see who comes on here first. But you got to get involved with LinkedIn. The more you're involved, the more you put into it. Just creating content. People get so scared about just sharing their stories. But if you're on LinkedIn, if you really want to get something out of there, there are so many email addresses. I'm sorry about this. So we're gonna give some more email addresses in here. So again, being on LinkedIn and being active, and people say, well, I got to create content. Hey, have a conversation and use that to make a post. And that's all creating content really is. So do that. Have a conversation with somebody, telephone call, a direct message, just something, and use that as a catalyst to your post. And just post once or twice a day. Look, no, sorry, once, twice a week. Don't get overwhelmed there. And that's how it grows for you right here. I'm going to send another invitation out to Antoine Givens. Invitation sent. So we'll get you on here as soon as you join the broadcast. So creating content, what I do, I've been on LinkedIn for about 6 years now. I had an account for 6 years. But for the past 18 months, I've been active. And that's just really consistency. So I share stories. I share my personal experiences with the world. Don't get too political because that turns people off. But you share your stories, share how your transition is going, how it went, what kind of challenges you're seeing, your transition tips, things that you can show. And transition happens throughout not just military, but each career has their transitions as well. Hey, William Cochran, I'm going to send you an invitation too. And again, whoever gets on here first, we'll have you on as guest today. And don't be scared. We'll talk about your transition and what it's been for you. And again, these happen every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday are reserved for transition service members. Wednesdays is for spouses. And Thursdays, Chris Thorne brings hopefully employers on to talk about how we can best be utilized as an employer's point of view. So I'm going through here now, going through the comment section. If there's any questions in the comment, just throw a question in the comment section. From Clarissa Tolbert, did anyone have any difficulty signing up with a LinkedIn premium account? Now, LinkedIn's premium account, I got mine when I was 6 months from separation. That way I had it during 6 months prior and 6 months after. So their premium account gives you access to a lot of neat tools and features, but it's free. LinkedIn says, hey, listen, military, transition veterans, spouses, come on, we'll give you a free account. Just use it. Looking here. Now, a question about Onward Opportunity, but get on. I'll provide a link here to Onward Opportunity. So Onward Opportunity, they provide free career training and free certification. So I'll provide a link to that in the comments right now for everybody to look at that. And like I said, maybe 13 locations has the Onward Opportunity on there. And you just go on there and sign up. I think you got to be 12 months from separation or 6 months separation to take advantage, but it's well worth it. Whether you're a transition service member, a veteran, or military spouse, get involved. It's free training, free certification. Let me see here. Go through these comments real fast. Now, we sent out 6 invitations to people that want to come on here. So the first one to come on, we'll bring them on, have a conversation. So back to some transition tips. So when you're 12 months from separation as well, get a DoD SkillBridge internship opportunity. Sign up for HireMilitary, their app. American Corporate Partners, if you want to get a mentor from a corporate setting. For me, I chose to get a corporate sponsor. I asked for someone that was ACP. It's a free service to transition veterans and military spouses again, but they give you an opportunity to give feedback on what kind of mentor you're looking for. So for me, I wanted a mentor that had some military experience, not a lot. Retirement wasn't a big on me, but I asked ACP to give me someone that, or to match me with a mentor that was not like me. So I wanted a minority, a female, someone I can get a different perspective from the corporate America. Because eventually I want to give it a shot, see if I can work in corporate America in the HR realm, whether it's training and development, people and culture, diversity and inclusion. There's so much that goes in the HR realm. If you missed it on Thursday or yesterday, Chris Thorne had a SHRM representative on, and they had a great conversation about the HR world and the civilian world. Great conversation. Go back on the HireMilitary site and check it out. The LinkedIn page and Facebook page on there. Had a 45-minute conversation with Chris Thorne. Good stuff. A 2 more tips for military transition. It's not easy, but look at where you want to live, and just have a conversation with your family. For us, for me, we came to Fort Bragg and we decided to stay here. It was so nice in the Fort Bragg area. We stayed here. The weather's great. The family was happy, so we just called it quits from the military and decided to stay right here. For others, you want to go back home. Even some more, you want to go where the work is. But just have a conversation, see where you want to work or live. It's really a family discussion. And know what you want to do, generally speaking. What that means is, so if you want to work in project management or if you want to work in HR, try to find out what area you want to work, find a mentor or mentors in those areas, and just have the conversation, because we learn so much by just having conversations. Like here today, we're not learning too much about somebody else because they didn't show up today, whoever it is, but we'll get them on here and we'll check it out. But if you have any questions, we can ask them on LinkedIn comments, and I'll look through those and we'll ask them. We'll get some questions answered today. In the meantime, I'm not a big fan of being by myself on here, but the show must go on, as I say. Again, if you want to get one of these cool HireMilitary shirts, True Patriot, they make them for us. The link is in the comments section. HireMilitary post that for us. So I see people posting links about the ACP organization, which is great. Joseph Miller, I'm going to send you an invitation as well at your Hotmail account. We won't talk about email addresses because, all right, we'll talk about it. If you've got an email address that's maybe a Yahoo or a Hotmail or a Bell South or something like that, try to get a Gmail account. If you have an AOL account, like johnsmith.or AOL.com, it may tell some employers that you're in your 50s or 60s. Just throwing it out there. So I don't get paid by AOL or Gmail, but just consider that. Let me see here. Some more questions rolling in. So again, no one booked today's session. So we're on here every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday for the transition service members. No one booked today, but the show must go on. So I'll take volunteers. If you want to send me your email address, put it in the LinkedIn comments. Let me see here. I'll pull some and give you an invitation. Don't be scared. All right, Scott A., I see you on there. I'll send you an invitation. Scott A. is 12 months from retirement, and he's looking to come on here. We'll hopefully pull him on here. He's hiding his last name for some reason. I'm not sure why. Probably security settings or privacy settings. Change those so we can see who you are. No big deal. See here. Talked about ACP and Outward Opportunity. Getting a mentor, very valuable. And with these HireMilitary shirts, if you want to go on there and True Patriot site, I'll tell you what, there's like 8 different kinds. HireMilitary spouses, another HireMilitary spouses, 6 different colors to choose from. And you can run around these shirts. They have long sleeve, short sleeve, they have polos. No polos yet. No polos yet. They have hoodies. And they even have kid sizes too. Men's sizes, unisex, women's sizes, whatever you have. So that link is posted for you to check it out. Come back here to the comment section, see what's going on today. And again, we're on here every day at 2 o'clock or 2 p.m. East Coast time. I'm on here with HireMilitary. Let's look at some more questions here from the fans. So I sent out 8 invitations already, and no one showed up so far. Still waiting. I'm going to send some more invitations out real fast. Justin Little, I see you. Invitation sent. We may have some guests joining us now. So, hey, back to the LinkedIn the tips. So, get a LinkedIn account. If you're on Facebook now, get a LinkedIn account. Utilize it. Be a part of the conversation. Build your brand, who you want to be. Let me see who's coming on with us right now. We may have a few people coming on, so we'll try one. Hey, Joseph. Hey, Joseph, you're coming on now, right? You ready?
Ready.
All right. Hey, we're gonna bring Joseph on right now. Check it out. So this is Joseph Miller. He's joining us from, looks like his bar.
No, that would be my kitchen. Sorry.
Hey, that's cool, man. Hey, whatever. I'm sure there's beer or wine there, right? So you're good. Say, hey, Joseph, thanks for coming on today and
Sure.
taking the step, because I can't do it alone, right? I can't carry the show. I'm not that person. So thanks for coming on today. So what's your story? When you joined the military? When are you getting out? Those kind of things?
Sure. So I'm Joe. I enlisted in 2000 into the Army. Did some time as a field artillery member, and then reclassified in 2004 into aviation. I've spent my last 10 years up here at Fort Lewis. And
beautiful up there. It rains a lot, though.
Not as much as you would think. Atlanta actually gets more rain, but
really?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. We get that nasty London drizzle for about 9 months out of the year.
That's right.
There's a reason companies like the North Face, Patagonia, and everything, started up here.
It makes sense.
Yep. And then I'm looking to retire in August of 2021. I had actually submitted for December of 2020, but with the whole COVID thing and, wife was a little sketchy and, just trying to find employment, shifted that to the right, and it kind of lines up for my family a little bit better into next year.
So that's a good point, because the COVID throws a lot of plans off. And if you want to transition today, it's great, but consider staying in just for a few more months, or like you for an extra year, just to get past this. In the military, they did the right thing. They didn't say, hey, you made a commitment, you're getting out. No, they said, you know what, we're still hiring. The Army, we're still hiring. Stay with us for another year or so. So that's good on you for doing that. Good example set. But go ahead, though.
So sorry, I've got a 1-year-old lab that won't leave me alone.
This is live, though. It's fine. Bring him on.
I guess one of the big issues I'm actually having is figuring out what it is that I want to do. I know there's a lot of qualities that I want, but it's not necessarily easy to drive down. I want this role at this company to do this. I'm having a really hard time identifying that.
And that's a typical, I guess, concern for most transition veterans. What do I want to do? So what is your passion? That's what we have to get to. What is your passion?
So for me, it's people. I like going. I love to travel. I spend there he is. Sorry.
What's his name?
This is Murphy.
Hey, Murphy.
Hey, look.
He doesn't care.
So I spend about 180 days a year, as it is right now, non-consecutive, away from the house. So It works out really well for me. I like to travel. I like going places. I like talking to people. I like meeting people, and I like solving problems, if that makes sense. I want to find a way to take somebody's problem and resource them to fix it with whatever that is. Sorry.
Hey, that's part of being live.
So at one point in time, I was having a conversation with somebody in the local area, and they were saying, it sounds like sales. And I said, well, sales would be great, except I don't want to sell anything. I would love, it's everything up to, hey, do you like our product? Do you want to buy it? I would love to talk to people, to give them the opportunity to see, hey, this is what this, particular product or company can do for you.
So I think we may have a perfect role for you with HireMilitary in that DoD Skill Bridge program. We have internships with Workforce Insight and Sarah Thompson, she managed the account for Workforce Insight, and they are solutions consultants. So what they
Okay.
do is they actually team with a company, and they sell a solution. So it's more like relationship building, those kind of things. There are sales involved, but it's not till the end, or you don't sell a product, you sell solutions.
Yeah.
So if I were you, because you're in Northwest or Northwest, reach out to Jason Willett.
Okay.
Connect with him. Connect with Sarah Thompson as well on the HireMilitary team. And when you're ready to, when you're 12 months separation, get on the HireMilitary site, look at Workforce Insights. I'll tell you, it's a great opportunity, and I think we have like 11 or 12 in the class right now with Workforce Insight, and they love it. Some people come out as solutions consultants. Some come out as project managers. So it depends on how you do in the internship. They can offer you opportunities with those. And that seems like, because there's traveling involved, there's relationship building, which you're good at. So I would consider one of those. And those are roles that you typically don't get when you leave the military, but they're coming more. And the good thing about it is they're remote. Yeah, that's perfect for this environment right now. So I would look at that. So connect with Jason Willett, connect with Sarah Thompson, get on HireMilitary, and look at those Workforce Insight opportunities you have.
Okay, I really appreciate that.
Hey, so what kind of do you have any, I guess, tips you want to give people that are transitioning out that you ran into, maybe challenges that you overcome?
So I think one of the things that came to me was I've got a very, very supportive command. And so I knew that at 2 years I was actually eligible to start the process, or at least enroll as a retiree. So I did. And what pops up as available is only a very, very small percentage of the programs and things that are available to you. It does require you to go out and to look for other things, look for other opportunities. I'm trying to remember the name of it, and I feel horrible because I can't now, but there was a program. I know it's at 4 or 5 installations right now: Fort Lewis, Fort Hood, I think Bragg, and maybe Drum. It's an internship program that was designed a little bit more on you source your own internship, if that made sense. And so it was when I was kidding. So when you tried to get on with Hire Heroes or whatever it is, they have a set group of companies that work with them, and they place you, and they make that easy. But if you say, hey, I'm really interested in X, Y, or Z that is not one of the companies that's supported, you can reach out on your own with a little bit of support from the program.
And this is what the Career Skills program is. So the CSP allows you to find your own internship.
That's it. I forgot.
So the Career Skills program, so DoD Skill Bridge is the overall authority, where each service has their own Career Skills program, and that allows you to find your own. We know a lot of people, like maybe a junior service member, that really can't find their own opportunities. HireMilitary is there to facilitate the conversation. People like Chris Dorn that knows HR, that can really get in there and partner with companies. We kind of advocate on the soldier's behalf. That's what we do. So, and you can go anywhere. It's good now. Your Army allows you to travel out of the area to find an internship. You pay your own way, but it's a good opportunity. It's better than sitting in the office the rest of the year, 6 months, or in a motor pool. It just gets you out there and gets you the experience for not only your professional development, but for your resume too.
Yep. So I think it's a very powerful tool to be able to reach out. And even if it doesn't necessarily pan out in that first, reach out, it is giving you the opportunity to practice some of those skills and say, hey, who are you? What do you do? This is what I want to do. And maybe just get a little bit better at talking to people and being able to articulate what it is that you want and what you can offer that company.
Absolutely. It's really, selling yourself or selling the value you bring to a company is tremendous.
And it's hard. That is hard, because I've been trained for, 20 years that as long as the job gets done, it doesn't matter who did the best. It doesn't matter who did the worst. The job comes first. You get the task done, and that's it.
But in the military, it is structured so an onboarding process in the military is different from the civilian onboarding, where you're given the clothes, you're given the instructions. Whereas the civilian world, welcome to the team. this is what you want you to do, go do it.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, good deal. So you transitioned about a year and a half or a year and 3 months, right?
Yeah, looking about 14 months right now, give or take.
Okay. So have you already got your life insurance squared away or SBP, or how's that going to work for you?
So I've had life insurance for quite a while, and we're just going to carry that over. Last year, I went and I sat through the mandatory 40-hour block of the DOL workshop and the Veterans Administration brief.
Yep.
And it was all real fast, flash to bang was real quick. But one of the recommendations was, hey, take it now and then come back within 90 days of separating and take it all again so that it's more fresh in your mind. And that's what I'm going to do. One of the things that I remember was I came home with the big stack of paperwork, and we looked it up online, my wife and I, and we sat down and we said, okay, based off of what it's going to cost to insure my retirement, because that's the way I understood, that's basically what it is for us, it didn't necessarily make financial sense. So when we sat down and we talked about it, sorry.
Oh, it's all right.
So when we sat down,
got some animals. It's part of the show.
Yeah, it didn't present itself as the best means for us, and we've got other financial tools in place to take care of a life insurance type situation. And
you make a good point there when it comes to how much your military retirement is worth. People will be surprised how much it actually is worth. So I have a calculator, but if you retire as a E7 or Sergeant First Class or a Master Chief in the Navy, you're looking at probably $1.5 million, $2 million worth of retirement if you live to, let's say, 86 or 87.
Sure.
It really depends on your life. But if you get, let's say, disability as well, 50%, 80%, 100%, that takes it even further. So a E7, a Sergeant First Class or Sergeant Major, the value of their compensation, their pension, their disability could be almost $4 million or $5 million over a 40-year period. So that's what you really want to insure. And I'm not an insurance person, but this is what I hear. So always think about that. And some people have I've got a $100,000 policy. That's great, but that might not pay off your house. Yeah. And your family may suffer in the long run. So talk to a financial advisor. Think about what you have to insure and why, and do that. But good points, though. I like that.
Thank you.
All right. So anything else for us? Because
I think that's great. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to try to get someone else on real fast. So you can sign off and we'll talk. Hey, Joe, thank you very much for coming on today. And who's next?
All right. Thanks for having me, Matt.
All right. Take care. All right. Who's next? Who wants to come on and talk about their transition and all that good stuff? I have a blank space right here. So anybody want to come on, and I'm good with that. So for the DoD Skill Bridge program, the sooner you educate your leadership, I'll tell you the better your transition will be. So if you're right now 2 years from separation, learn about the DoD Skill Bridge program, Career Skills Bridge or Career Skills Program 2, and just see what the command knows about it. Educate them, educate yourself, and bring it to their attention. That way, when you're ready to transition a year from now, they're now educated and they're better to support your likelihood of getting the opportunity. And that's always key. Command support is so phenomenal when it comes to that. So we're going to try to get someone else on right here. We have Justin Little or Scott Arisby. We'll give it a shot. Come on here, and we have that. I'll look for some questions right now in the meantime, and hopefully answer some questions. Been on 34 minutes already, so we'll keep going for a couple more minutes to see what's going on. Clifford McMichael, I just sent you a request. We'll see if you can come on here. The first one to get on here, we'll put them on. David Trenholm sent you a request, sent you an invitation by email. Check it out. And we'll come on here and see what more questions we have. And David Trenholm makes a good point to Deion Robinson about the 500, I guess, threshold when it comes to networking. Your networking, it could be 100,000, it could be 40, it can be 1,400, whatever it is. Just think about be meaningful in your relationships. That doesn't mean send someone a message every day to see how they're doing. Just have a relationship, comment on their posts. They'll comment on yours, that kind of stuff. Just have conversations and don't always expect something out of the relationship. It may happen eventually, but if you treat it as transactional, it may turn people off and they don't want to be a part of that. Just treat people as you would family, close family, or a family you get along with, of course. And you'll see that your relationships will grow and your opportunities may grow as well. I'm looking for some more questions here. But again, HireMilitary Live, we're on here live every day almost. I'm on here with transition service members every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Military spouses on Wednesday. And Chris Dorn has employers on Thursday. So check us out. Tune in when you can. And just like Deion Robinson asked about the airline industry, I just got a Facebook message from a friend of mine that I used to serve with. I'll get his contact information, but he works in the airline industry. So we'll put him out there. Bill Bryant asked, what do you want to do when you grow up? Who knows? Hey, we're all still growing up. Let's see here. Hiring tips. So Curtis Mays asked about hiring tips. So one of the questions we normally get is, when should I start applying for jobs? It depends. But I say don't wait for a time frame. If you see a job you like, and if you're within 6 months, 8 months, apply for it. Some civilian jobs take 3 months to really get you vetted, to get information out of you and get you hired. So just apply for it. Some corporations will hire you based on, the time you have left. But just do it. That's what I would say. I would always recommend people just apply. I'm going to bring David Trenholm on here real fast, and he's got some good information for us. Hey, welcome, David. So I'm not liking the Bears shirt too much, but it's a last-minute thing. I get that, all right? I'm a Giants fan, so I'll deal with it for right now. Hey, go ahead. That is a mouthful. Say that again. Okay.
Screen on the
I'm coming here. You come on live right. Hold on a second. Go ahead. Hey, we're going to welcome on now again David Trenholm. We're going to try this again. Hey, technology is a wonderful thing when it works, and that's my fault. So David Trenholm he transitioned, a couple months ago?
About 6 months ago.
Tell us your story. Again.
So prior enlisted Navy, commissioned officer, naval flight officer, flew in P-3 Orions, over 20, 25 years in the Navy. Retired as a lieutenant commander back December. Got picked up for the Global Technology Operations and Military Development Program with Bank of America.
Oh, wow.
Which is a 2-year internship, paid internship, well-paid one. I spent 1 year in the operations side, 1 year in the technical side. And then after that, there's about a 95% chance I'll stay on permanently. And if you'd asked me, as I was transitioning, you think of the bank, you think of a teller, you think of
yes.
financial advisors. But what is key is informational interviews. So,
So
I did the typical, like everybody else. I want to be a program manager. I want to be a project manager. I want to be, it's the generic military. I want to be in charge of people and projects, but I don't really know what I want to do.
True.
And so what I did is I utilized the power of LinkedIn, met great people like Matt. If you're not following Michael Quinn, follow him.
Yes.
That way you can take the LinkedIn cheat sheet and learn how to maximize your profile to its best.
Not just a cheat sheet. It's the ultimate LinkedIn cheat sheet. That's a hashtag. Check it out.
Yes. But look, I learned a lot about the how to really utilize LinkedIn. And what I did is for informational interviews, you go up to the top search bar. You go, hey, I want to go work at this company. All right, Bank of America. All right, where am I going to work at? Jacksonville, Florida. All right, Jacksonville, Florida. There's like 10,000 employees in Jacksonville that work at Bank of America.
Wow.
The next thing I did is you go to previous employers or previous companies, and I typed in, it's a Navy town. I've typed in Navy. Guess what? That 10,000 dwindled down to, 500. And then I looked around for people that were interesting jobs, and I just reached out to them on LinkedIn, connected with a note that said, hey, I'm getting out of the Navy in 6 months. I'm looking at Bank of America. I was wondering if you can give me 20 minutes of your time to discuss your position, what you do, what's the culture, and just get a better understanding of the holistic of the bank. And I did this not just with Bank of America, but I did it with Amazon. I did it with a couple railroad companies. I did it with a bunch of companies. I did it about 50, 100 times.
So really fast. So people do that all the time, and they wonder, they get frustrated because when they say I send an invitation or I send a message to somebody, they don't respond back to me. What was your response rate from those people?
I would say my response rate was about 90-95% because.
So you did something right then. So tell us how you did it then.
So the biggest thing I did is I asked for information, and I wanted somebody to talk about themselves. Tell me about you. Tell me about, it's all about you. And what I also didn't do, I didn't ask for a job. I didn't ask for them to look for a thing for me to work. Like, hey, what are you interested? Oh, anything. Okay, so do you want to be a janitor? Well, no, I don't want to be that. Then it's not anything.
They don't hire for anything. They hire for a specific position, right?
Yep. And I didn't ask them to look at my resume in that. So it was a win-win, informational. Like, I just want to learn from you. Tell me about you. And my response rate was probably 90%, if close to 100.
People like that because now they transition from being someone that works at a company and a veteran to now a mentor. So I'm sure a few people took time to mentor you, right, David?
Oh, of course. So, I started 3 years before I even got out, because every single person that, I was going to retire. So I talked to everybody that retired. I wanted to know all the good, bad, and ugly. They told me all about applying for the VA and the things I needed to do and think about. And thank God they did, because, right now I'm at 70%, and I'm still got a couple more things to be looked at. And that's all because I listened to them and got the sleep apnea study, before I got out, not after.
It's smart.
I asked them about transition programs. They pointed me in the right direction, and then on top of that, I hooked up with ACP, American Corporate Partnership.
So important.
Yep. They got me a mentor for a year, and it's just amazing, like the things that you and I take for granted. Getting up early, showing up on time, doing our job, like the basics of basics. And they said, no, that's a huge skill that you bring to the table, plus your leadership.
And if people, real fast, so you started 2 to 3 years out, not 6 months from separation date. So I think you didn't appear so desperate for a job. That's probably why they respond to you so positively, right?
Exactly. Because I didn't sound desperate. I didn't sound needy. I didn't sound like I was going to be a problem child to somebody. I sounded like somebody that just wanted to have a cup of coffee. You're like, hey man, how's your day? How's the weather? What are you doing? Tell me about your work.
And that right there is building relationships. And now, after that, what's your position now in Bank of America?
So right now I'm an assistant vice president, and my position for the most part is business support. So what I'm doing right now is I do metrics and reports. So I take
that sounds boring.
Yes, extremely boring. but
it's important though, right?
It's important because the things I do, I was also a dreaded readiness officer in my squadron. So I had to track all the training and make sure everybody was ready to deploy. We hit all the wickets. And that's kind of what I'm doing now. So it's something similar that I did, but now I'm expanding my knowledge because this is just the end. I don't expect to be the CEO day one. Heck, there's 8 branches. There's 240,000 employees. I just showed up and it was fire hose effect.
So you're not going to leave as a battalion commander or a squadron commander and go be a CEO of a company, right?
No.
You're going to learn first?
Exactly. So I love this because the tasks they give me are easy, which allows me to spend a lot of my time, number one, networking in the company. To learn about different positions. And the task I'm given, I'm like blowing them out of the water. Like, hey, we just gave this to you. You learned it in 2 days.
Slow down. Don't make everybody look bad, right?
Exactly.
So that's good. So the transition is working for you. So are you now in the phase where you have an offer from them, or you're still working an internship?
No, I just started. So I'm 4 months into pretty much 2 years of the internship. So I'm just busting my butt, doing a good job, making a good name. Because of these small tasks that I've done well, I've been farmed out to other managers. I've done well for them. So now I'm building my reputation as a hard worker that's willing to learn, not bullheaded.
So these are the values that a lot of veterans bring to the organizations. You show up on time, you're safety focused, you're relatively drug free. Those kind of things that they love, the passion, and like Herb Thompson says, the grit. Those kind of things employers love, and they can't find them just anywhere. Veterans bring those because since day one, I think veterans are trained in leadership, and that really translates to so many other things. And now that you're a learner, people love that too, because you're not going to tell them what to do. You're going to learn how to do it first. You're going to learn to be a follower. That makes you a better leader, right?
Of course. And I've used my lack of knowledge to my advantage because, I work with one other intern who's straight out of college, no military experience. And I'm working with 2 people that have been with the company 30, 35 years.
Wow.
And so they're amazed at how fast I get the information because, they're kind of old school, but they're great mentors to me. They're teaching me all the ropes. They're very willing and open, and they love the fact that I get to QA all their processes because they know this stuff so well. Like they've created, kind of a checklist on how to do all these reports. And I sit there and I tear them apart. I'm like, hey, what am I supposed to do here? What am I supposed to do there? And I do it. I don't do it in a mean way. I do it like, of course, we're going through the reports and it's like, you missed a step here. All right, well, let me add this little note here because I'm dumb and you're smart. And obviously I need a little bit more to understand this. But
hey, Curtis Mays, real fast. Curtis Mays asked you if you needed a degree for the program.
So you need a minimum of a bachelor's degree. And the other minimum requirement is this program, a minimum of E7 up to about an 04, but they've taken 05 and 06s on a rare occasion. Okay. Unfortunately, the E7 is a hard bottom layer. But that being said, there was no time limit because there's guys that had 10 years in, and then there's people that had 20 years in. So when I went up for my interviews from Jacksonville, there was 3 guys. Myself, retired 04, 20 years, a retired E7 with 20 years, and then a sub lieutenant with 10 years. All 3 of us went up there. All 3 of us got it. So there wasn't any worry about some sort of weird demographic issue. But that being said, Wells Fargo, Chase, Citibank, Deutsche, in the banking world all have military veteran hiring programs, and they all have different requirements. I mean, GE has leadership programs for military.
And you can find these people out by just doing that simple search on LinkedIn. Go up on the top, search people, search location or companies, and filter down to a previous company, whether you're Navy, Air Force, Marine, Army, or all of them in Space Force. Just take a look at them. You're going to find mentors, military veteran mentors in those companies that would love to bring you on board. That's too easy right there.
Exactly.
And now you're loving life and you're transitioning now. You've got a great career ahead of you. So, two or three, I guess, your most important tips for transitioning veterans. What are they? So
minimum is, work a little bit farther out. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to use DoD Skill Bridge or HireMilitary because I was kind of in the infancy stages and people were still learning about it. And just because of my position and where I was, it wasn't available to me. That's number one. Number two, get with somebody like USO Pathfinders. USO Pathfinders,
great organization,
is a gateway to veteran services for transitioning help. And then number three is get a mentor. And there's great ones. Stay within your network, look at other networks, ACP like we talked about before, and even another one which is Veterati, which I have now transitioned to being a mentor in there as well. So it's my turn giving back. Veterati is free. It's people from all different diverse fields, and you can talk to any single person one-on-one for an hour.
Yeah, I tried that. I was a mentor at one time, but I felt the hour conversation was too long for one person. So hopefully they can drill it down to 30 minutes because that is a much easier, I guess, bite to take at one time. The hour felt forced, but I enjoyed it while I was there, and people are there willing to help you out. It's free for you. It's free for them. It builds more relationships, and that's what it's all about. That's how you get the opportunities out there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, hey, David, I thank you for coming on today. We're at 52 minutes. We had two guests on today, which was awesome. Sure, there was a slight miscommunication at the beginning or middle. We'll fix that next time, right? So, David, thank you very much. I'm not a fan of the Bears. I'm a fan of you, though. All right. Hey, thank you very much. And again, we'll be on Monday and Tuesday next week. So join us again, 2 p.m. East Coast time, 11 a.m. Pacific time, and we'll see you all soon. Hey, thank you very much, everybody. Take care.